What's up, y'all? It is Kiara the Woman, and welcome to another affair of A Single Mother Success podcast, where we discuss all things womanhood and provide weekly doses of self love, empowerment, and insight to the mental and spiritual being of you as a woman, no matter where you are in your womanhood journey. What's up, women? Before we get started, I want to go ahead and apologize for the scratchiness in my voice. If you all can hear it, I hear it. Let me cut that off. But my mom made some black tea and she put tres Moje Billy Tantu cups of sugar in that daggone tea. And it got caffeine in it. And sweet tea or tea period does not like the herbal warm tea like the yogi tea. It always bothers my throat. I'm drinking water right now. We still gonna get through this episode though. This is, if you it'll be in the title, but I'm gonna say it anyway. This is the part 2 of the working entrepreneur episode. If you missed part 1, go back and listen and then come join us for part 2, or don't. Either way, it don't make me now. Whatever floats your boat and find your lost remote. That's what I always say. I mean, not always, but when I say it, I say it. So, but yeah, I hope you all's week has been good. My week has been good. It's been a very powerful week. And I'm grateful for that. So, yeah. Anyways, so last episode, I'm gonna drink some water real quick so I can try to not sound like, I don't know. I couldn't come up with a reference while I was drinking. One didn't come to me fast enough, so I was just drinking some water so I wouldn't sound raggedy. So the last episode, I just shared with y'all how I had to basically develop patience and how I had to make sphere of influence suggestions to my circle. I had to do inventory, and I mentioned in the last episode that God was just like, yeah, you think these people are coming, but they're not. So since they're not, do with what I left you with, and I'll replenish you when the time is right. But just keep doing what I say. So yeah, this episode, my bad, y'all. This episode, I'm gonna share 2 more gems and jewels that I discovered, and these gems and jewels these are the gems and jewels that I carry with me in my pursuit of entrepreneurship while still having a regular 8 to 4 job. Okay, so budgeting is something that I needed in my personal life. I needed to develop this in my personal life because baby, I didn't have no budget, and then I didn't know where my money was going, and I'm like, what's happening, all of that. So I needed to develop this in my personal life. Again, this is why personal development is first, and for the most part, the most important thing that you can do for yourself, whether you're pursuing a business or not. Just being a good person is like the core, because if you a trash person, it really don't matter what what you pursue. It's probably gonna result in trash. I don't know, some people have their opinions about that. Anyways though, so the way I taught myself was by writing out my goals for my business in timeline format and aligning them with my current income in reference to how much is coming in and when is the amount available for me to spend. So I guess in layman's terms, or if that wasn't simple enough, how much is this check gonna be and when is it gonna hit the account? Okay, that's what I need to know. That just let me know how much it's gonna be and let me know when I can swipe the card. Um so also, then it was how much could I budget my business in for, even if it was like little by little. So for those of you who like don't have the highest paying job because you're overqualified, or you don't have the experience required for your entry level position after you've graduated college, as if that's not what you child went to college for. I'm not gonna get started on that. That's a whole nother episode. I may do an episode on college and how I think it's a scam, but I don't know. I'm still thinking about it. Anyways, though, so for those of you who don't have like the highest paying jobs and probably have a little bit more on your plate than the rest of us, I don't know everybody's situation, but even if you don't have a high paying job, still budget in a percentage of your check to go to the savings for a move that needs to be made in your business, major or minor. So if you need to simply register your LLC with the state or get an EIN number, I think like to register the LLC, I should know this. I think it's like $100 or 125, 150. I don't know. Depending on where you listening, it could be a different, price. But if that's a minor move, budget that in. If you can't take it right out your if you can't take that small amount out your check when you get your check, if your check is that smaller, if that money is delegated to other places, then just take a percentage of what you do have and set it to the side until you get the amount that you need for your minor move in your business. And major moves are like, let's say you're a podcaster, or you're pursuing podcasting, or you're pursuing real estate, or you're pursuing a clothing line, or cosmetics, whatever it is that you're pursuing. I know somebody who flips like furniture, and I don't know if she'll be a guest on here. Hopefully she'll fill out the little Google Docs. I love to have her on, but she flipped furniture, and I'm getting off topic, but listen, I don't know what that cost is for that, but okay, let me get back on topic. I was just saying different business strategies that you can pursue. If it's major, maybe you need equipment, maybe you need a mic, maybe you need a sewing machine if you're pursuing a brand, maybe you need a t-shirt maker if you're doing the clothing line thing, maybe you need ingredients for cosmetics, like or the little machines to make these concoctions. I don't know. But still, the point is to just budget in a percentage of your check to go towards whatever moves you may need to make in your business. Now, if you're working a pretty good job that pays well, or if you got a husband or a man or a sugar daddy or whatever, I ain't knocking nobody hustle. However you get your money, boo, if you have a pretty decent income, I personally want to encourage you to budget intentionally. And I'm only encouraging because I'm never going to tell anybody what to do, because who am I? I'm still figuring it out. So I'm only going to suggest that you budget intentionally. So that, as it pertains to me, look like using a strategy that I made up on my own. It's the TOTF strategy, and that acronym stands for 3 on and 3 off. And in this strategy, I was basically budgeting the necessities for myself and my son. So the necessities that we needed to and we live a pretty simple life, so we didn't need a lot of necessities. So Anyways, I budget in for me and him, and then I pay my necessary services. When I say services, I'm like referring to like monthly bills. So I pay my necessary services 3 to 4 months up, like in advance. And when I got paid again, I did the same thing as far as budgeting and necessities for me and my son. And then I used the money that I would usually be using to pay for those monthly services to invest in my business, because I've paid the monthly services up 3 to 4 months in advance. So now I have it's kind of like you know, pay the bills on, pay the bills off, pay the bills on, pay the bills off, invest in the business on, invest in the business off. So it was kind of like what is that called when you do something like interchangeably? Is that the word? I'm not sure that that's the word. We gonna go with interchangeably. So yeah, I would be using that money to invest in my business, and then when I got paid again, pay my bills 3 to 4 months up in advance. And 3 to 4 months is just like, I'm telling you, that's just my variable. If you can do 1 to 2 months, if that works better for you, do that. If you can do 5 to 6 months, sweetheart, if you can do 6 to 12, do it. Do it. I'm just giving y'all the what I used for me and what worked for me. Like I be saying, I'm just sharing with y'all all of the things that I've told myself, taught myself, and brought myself through, and how I did it on this pod. This is not, none of this is fact. This is all in application of my life. So, take from it what you will, apply what it is. What is that saying? Eat eat the meat, spit out the bone. I wish there was another one. Anyways, so yeah, take what you need and leave what you don't. So but yeah. And basically when I was doing that, it was, and like when I thought about it and I shared it with a couple other people, it's like not even people like that I knew, but just hearing in conversation, because I've just been listening now. The world refers that type of living as living below your means. And I just don't see how I was living below my means, because I was still able to enjoy life and like do the things I enjoy by myself and with my son. And I guess I just didn't, or still don't feel like it's living below my means, because I'm living within my necessities, like maybe I don't understand the saying. I don't know. Maybe I don't understand it. I'ma just blame it on me. What is that song? Is that Chrisette Michelle? I think it's Chrisette Michelle. Blame it on me. That's a good song. Anyway, so I just would rather identify that type of living as like me living intentionally behind my finances. Also, while it just came to my head, a personal life hack that I picked up along the way, uh and like I picked this up because like I personally just don't like paying shit monthly. I don't like paying stuff monthly. I was finna say it simpler. Like, I don't like to pay stuff on January 6th and then have to pay it again on February 6th. I just don't like that. Okay, we need to. Okay, anyway, so the life hack is to pay the miscellaneous services annually. For me, that was a life hack for me, and it may work for y'all. Like I just said, take what you need, leave what you don't. Anyways, though, I started doing it because, like I said, I don't like paying stuff monthly. Like, so if there's an annual cost and I have the annual cost, I'm going to pay the annual cost. Even when it came to like the things that I use for my businesses, even though they were coming out of my business account and not my personal account, it's like, still, what's the monthly cost? Like, I be trying to pay gym memberships annually, and they be like, ma'am. I mean, like, so what's the monthly? And just add it up. Just multiply it by 12 and let me give you that. And just keep my little access card. Anyways, y'all, I'm sorry. Y'all know I be rambling. Anyways, so yeah, pay them jokers annually. And I stand on that simply because it's freed up money for me, and it also reduces like stress for people, cuz like I said, I wasn't always in a place where I was able to pay my bills on time or pay them in full or things like I've been behind, and I've had to like pick up the phone and be like, look, if I had it, I would pay it. Y'all see my track record. Y'all know I be paying my bills. If I ain't got it, it's probably a reason why. So don't be coming after me like, I got lousy payment history. Don't do that. So I've had to have those conversations. So during that time, I realized that the things that I could afford to pay annually, if I paid them annually, it reduced a little stress um off of me, because I didn't have to, it was less to keep up with in regards to month to month finances, like things that you can't pay annually. At least you don't have to try to budget that in every, or like the miscellaneous stuff, at least you don't have to try to budget that in monthly as well. And like I said, it'll free up some money. And I think that, I think it's a life hack. I do. Like I said, I just be speaking for me, because this is what I noticed when I was doing this stuff. This is, I took note of this stuff. Like, I was less stressed. I seen more of my money too, because if I, like, I had money left over from month to month, like month after month. The bills, the miscellaneous bills, like all of them, they all add up. So you end up having money left over month after month. So now I just can't go back to not paying what I can annually. Like, I'ma always ask, can I, what's the annual price? And if they be like, we ain't got one, I'll be like, well, what's the monthly price times 12? And let me just give you that. Then they trying to figure out how to make it happen. So life hack, gym or jewel, whichever one you like better. Take that, go with it, and be free. Anyways, so moving on, I'm sure on social media, all of you hear or don't hear, depending on who you follow, the talk of paying yourself first as a business owner for the tax benefit and building business credit. Disclaimer: I am not a CPA or a tax professional. I'm simply giving you the game that I created for myself back when I was a single mother, sharing one bedroom with my son, unemployed, new realtor, building a business with no money to consult a tax professional. So I am not a tax professional. This is just what I came up with because I didn't have the funds to go and talk to a tax professional. So needless to say, I'm all self-taught. So be sure to do your own research, do what works for you, and talk to a tax professional if you can, because yeah, I'm not one. I am not a CPA or tax professional. I just wanted to say that clearly and put a period there, so it wouldn't be no misunderstanding. So at this point in my life, I had, or at that point in my life, because I'm not there now, but when I was there, at that point in my life, I had a personal account and a business account. Using my income from my job, I deposited the money that I budgeted for, that I was just talking about when I was talking about budgeting with y'all. The budgets, I put that amount of money. You okay? Okay. Okay, babe. I put that amount of money into the business account. So my thought behind it was this show income into my business, and my business expenses. My business expenses were coming out. So when tax season rolled around, everything, was on the statement and was accounted for. So, I mean, I guess I was my own CPA shit. I mean, I guess. So, yeah, I just did what I understood to do and what made sense to me. So, after budgeting was established for me, I shifted my focus to my habits. And yes, I did, because you just said your stomach hurt. I shifted my focus to my habits and having a regular job. Pursuing and building your own business is definitely important to have healthy business habits and work habits, and also a balance within, between, and throughout both of those lives is what I think. Um like have balance in your business life, have balance in your work life, have balance between both of them, and have balance throughout. So being able to follow through in both of those lives, to make it simple, I guess, because it sounded like I said a mouthful when I just said it out of my head. So I just wanted to clarify that. The most important habit, and my favorite one to discuss, is devoting and delegating your time. And it's my favorite because sometimes I don't think people be thinking that, like people truly, I don't think they understand the concept of time and how to use it literally to their advantage. Like, I stand on devoting time even after working or before working your regular 9 to 5. Like, I stand on devoting time to your business still in any way. So that's coming from the unwavering woman in me. No one can convince me otherwise. I stand on that completely. So do not get off. I'm not telling nobody what to do, but I'm just saying, do not get off the clock from someone else's business and be too tired to work on your own business. Like I said, I'm not telling nobody what to do. I'm just simply submitting a strong suggestion. That's all that I'm doing. So now, if you for real tired because you are a single mother of one or multiple kids, then that just means, we gotta just create the time. It's I wasn't finna say nothing outside of, we gotta create that time for our business the same way we create time for our self-care, for our friends, and for our families. So that may sound like I don't care, but I'm just here to let you know that it's possible from the willing woman in me to you, and that it's necessary. So applying the same pressure to my own life, um and encouraging you to apply it to yours, because by applying this same pressure to my own life, I started to truly understand the late nights and early mornings, or whatever that phrase is. And to each his own. If that's, is that right? To each his own? Yeah. Well, that's what I'm gonna say. Whatever the phrase is, to each his own. Whatever works for you, basically. But I personally definitely prefer the early mornings over the late nights. Because I rise before the sun. Ain't nobody up, and like rising before the sun is depending on the season, of course, because the sunrise earlier and later in some seasons. So nobody's up. I get to commune with the Most High at the very beginning of my day. So my day is guided accordingly. Do a little workout, stretch, yoga, muscle building, meditation, what have you. Then complete one or a few simple tasks that will elevate my business, be it big or small. So remember that just because you do something minor or major in your business does not, like, everything counts. Everything counts. Everything counts. Everything counts. Now if you're a night owl, that's what I was trying to say. Tongue tied. Now, if you're a night owl, then for sure make the decision to put your phone down after you get the little ones in bed, and you do whatever routine you need to do to get yourself where you need to be relaxed, or just in a state to work. Devote time to your business, whether that be getting the basic docs in order, like the certification form for your state, your EIN number, your DMB number, applying for a grant, applying for a loan, etc. Like doing simple tasks. Whichever way works for you best. Make sure you're working with intention. Devote that time that you're devoting to your business, devote it with intention, because like I just said, everything counts. And being a business owner, y'all know I got to acknowledge our feelings, because some of us are emotional creatures. We all are, actually, male and female. We are all emotional creatures. Whether you suppress your emotions or embrace them is another story, another topic, another episode. But yeah, so y'all know I have to discuss the feelings behind all of this. Being an entrepreneur, with or without a job, can be tough. It can be depressing. It can be hard. Like, it's literally a roller coaster of ups and downs. So, when I'm speaking to y'all about this, I want to make sure that, um, especially if you're starting from the bottom and you're teaching yourself as you go, and you don't have like any close, like, influence or close mentor, or you don't have the funds to pay for no mentor, and you kind of just pacing pieces together off of Instagram and off of the free webinars and the things like that, like I was doing, then feel good and be joyful about the process, and feel honored that you are being the break in your family's generational curse. Like, you were chosen. You were literally chosen to do this. That's why the feeling is inside of you to do it. That's why you have that drive and that fire in you to pursue being an entrepreneur, because it was put in you. So now you just have to trust the process as it unfolds, and just remain wise and obedient, and never give up. And that is coming from the relentless woman in me to you. So yeah. And I'm glad that I could do this episode for y'all. I definitely, of course, want y'all feedback, but we are at the last 10 minutes of the episode. I said I was gonna stop singing. I'm sorry I keep lying to y'all. Please don't not listen to the pod because I keep saying I'm gonna stop singing and I keep singing. Please don't do that. Don't do that. Anyways, though, I am pulling a card from the self-love deck from the Tonight's Conversation. Shout out to Ace Metaphor and the Tonight's Conversation podcast. It's a really good podcast. Definitely think women and men should check it out. If you're a couple, you should probably listen together, and also grab a deck of these cards. He has like a few of them. But anyways, we're not here to promote Ace Metaphor until he pop up on the show, or I mean, until I can get on that show. I love that little podcast. Anyways, so this is, like I said, from the self-love deck, and this question reads: what are your goals? And what are you doing to tend to them daily? So, I am going to answer that right now. Man, I got a lot of goals actually. One of my goals is to um reach women. I don't know why I keep popping my mouth. I'm so sorry. I gotta get better at this microphone etiquettes. Microphone etiquettes. I need to see if there's a course on that. If anybody got a course on microphone etiquette, send it to me. Send it to the DMs. Anyway, so um one of my goals, of course, is for this podcast to reach more women and um just inspire more women to live and embrace themselves and their truth. Um don't see themselves as a victim, but as a victor, and to continue to strengthen this community with this podcast. That is one of my goals. And what are you doing to tend to that daily? What am I doing to tend to that daily? I am remaining active in my community, in the community that I've pioneered for myself. Honestly, like, I honestly started this podcast for myself because I wanted to create a community that I feel like I needed and didn't have. So yeah, I just created it, and in hopes of people coming along, and if they didn't, oh well, this was for me anyway. So but yeah, I'm staying active with my subscribers, with the women in the Facebook group, with the followers on Instagram. I am staying connected and having these conversations with these women to show the depths and the security that is that is the foundation of this womanhood culture that I've created. So that's what I'm doing. Of course, you all can answer this question in whatever comment section. If there's a comment section or wherever you're streaming from, you can answer it there. There's also the Facebook group that's a little more intimate, and you can answer the questions in there. I don't have a call to action this week, so no homework for you guys. No homework this week, but I do encourage and invite you all to interact in the group chat and let me know, of course, what you thought about this episode. How has this episode enhanced womanhood for you moving forward, and what were your biggest takeaways? And yeah, so, and I am going to go ahead and do toast to you, baby. And let me see if I have, because I remember getting some good news this week. What was it about? Oh, I'm going to toast to the women. This is a general toast. Simply because I've been toasting to myself, and I don't want to keep toasting to myself. I want to toast to the women who are listening right now, and the women who are out there everywhere. I want to toast to you for getting up out of bed today. I want to toast to you for overcoming whatever test you're facing right now. I want to toast to the women who are making it happen for their children every single day, with only off of their strength and God's strength. I want to toast to you. The single mothers, of course, y'all always have a special place in my heart, because that's different. That's different. And I know based off of experience. So I'm toasting to the single mothers who are out here, providing for their kids, off of their own strength and their own will. I want to toast to the young women who are listening and who are making the decision to um do better things with their lives, and not just saying it, but they're actually changing their ways, and they're actually saying, okay, this is what I'm deciding to do, and doing it. Because I promise y'all, the moment you make a decision and stand on it, like, things shift in such a way. Like, things shift so fast once you make a decision and stand on a decision. Like, a shift takes place in your life. So shout out to the young ladies, the young women who are coming up and listening to this. And shout out to the grown women who are doing the same thing, just making the decision to start, or making the decision to change, and standing on that decision and following through with it. And of course we may fall sometimes, but toast to you for making the decision and being aware of the decision, and like deciding that this is what you were going to do. Of course, work on standing on it and being solid in it, and just wait for the shift to take place in your life. Shout out to the women, toast to the women who are supporting other women in their journey of womanhood in your own way. Shout out to, I don't know why I keep saying shout out to, toast to the women who are who are praying for other women, um and other women, or for women that don't even know that they're being prayed for. Toast to the women who are forgiving and understanding of the women that they may have an issue with, or that they may think have a problem with them, or they may know have a problem with them. Toast to the women with forgiving hearts who can forgive other women for the mistake that their husband may have made. If you know what I'm saying. Toast to the women who can see that sometimes, or in some cases, your man might need to be the one that needs to be talked to, and not the other woman. So toast to the women who are wise. Toast to the women who are becoming wise as we speak. And toast to the women who are listening right now. I love y'all, and I will see y'all next week. Thank you all for joining me this week on another affair of a Single Mother Success podcast. The links to all of our info will be in the description of this pod, and any other pod streaming service that you're listening to. It will be available in the description below. Remember to join the Facebook group, the private Facebook group, if you are a listener, and if you are a subscriber, go in there. There's a community there for you, community of women, and join the Facebook group. Subscribe. Subscribe to our weekly newsletter that comes out on Sundays at 10 a.m. and it's called Real Success Through Perseverance, Letters of Legacy. So it's just, like I said, a newsletter, and it gives you a weekly affirmation and a weekly scripture and a video to carry you throughout the week until we meet on the podcast on Thursday. So stay engaged, interact with us, follow us on Instagram. And when you get in the Facebook group, introduce yourself. I just want to thank you all for listening. to another episode and interacting with us and joining us this week. Going forward, throughout this week, remember to take care of yourself, ladies. Love yourself, forgive yourself, and celebrate yourself on the daily, on the hourly, on the minutely, on the secondly, baby. And remember, toast to yourself, even if you by yourself. Just because you by yourself don't mean you alone, and just because you alone don't mean that you lonely. Love your company, and love to spend time with yourself, because at the end, ourself is all we have. So take care of yourself, and I will see y'all next week.